Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Chartered Career Chat series. Delighted today to welcome Suzie Lee Arbuthnot. Suzie, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Great, thank you. Sorry for the unusual circumstances. I am in my car, but needs must. But thanks very much for having me on.
I heard you've got builders, so you're very good to accommodate us.
No problem at all.
Well, look, I am interested for you to share a bit of your chartered career journey with anybody tuning in. What about we go back to the very start and you maybe share a bit about how did you get into the accountancy pathway?
No problem. So I never wanted to be an accountant. At university, I did economics and management and the modules were there. The lecture's like, you kind of mazzy background, you think you'd like it? And I was like, nope, don't want to be a boring accountant. So went on and did lots of different things. I've a postgrad in event management and PR. I did graduate schemes, and then I ended up running a business for a lady. She was a sole trader, and then I made her into limited. So from then I had to do the books, and I started to implement Sage for her, and I was like, I actually enjoy this. So from that realization, I was 25 to make a career change after degree, postgrad. I was like, I think I'm going to do this. So I signed up to the graduate fairs and found different practices to apply for. And I got in with BDO in Belfast. So that started my career and it was just great grounding. And I was completely non-relevant entering, which some people say is better in a sense because then you're raw. You've not learnt anything from accountancy modules from uni. So anyways, I was completely wet behind the ears, as people would say, and I was in the audit department and I just really enjoyed the just learning about it. And yeah, I do love numbers and I do love problem solving, but also it's the people aspect as well. So yeah. And then from then I got an opportunity because my family situation changed. So 2.5 years in, I spoke to my employer and then so I moved into industry just for my lifestyle and just there was a change, there was a huge shift in my life. So I just needed to do something that was more flexible. And then I went onto the elevation program, which is the flexible route now, I believe. And I really did take the full time to do it in. So it took me 8 years to get my qualifications, but I enjoyed my life. I got married, I got my house, I got my cat, my dog, and 2 babies. So I made sure that those 8 years were filled, but I'm chartered and it's a really great qualification. For me, it has opened so many doors. During it, it did not seem like it because the studying on top of my life, my family life was pretty difficult and being a mummy, but it was there to be able to do it when I needed to. Splitting cap twos was probably the best thing that I could have done for me to just ground me and just be able to go, life has happened, let's do a little bit of it, half of it, and then I'll do the second half when I'm ready. And then I did my FAEs. But it's like to this day, everybody would say, if you're going into a client, they're like, you're chartered. And I was like, yep, I am. And I actually feel really proud to say that. It's a really good brand. So yeah, I haven't looked back and it really does stand you in good stead.
Sometimes there's a misconception, and you've already rebutted that from what you've said, that we're boring and that it's a very maybe one-dimensional pathway to take, and it's just about debits and credits. Through your variation of roles that you've held, have you found it to be a dynamic, obviously, qualification to have?
Yeah, hugely dynamic. I am a person who jumps around the place. So I've been in audit, then went into industry, so then went in to be an accountant for the largest children's service provider in the whole of the UK. So lots of different things to learn, because it's not just the money you're looking at. There's the operations that feed into it, and you just learn about this new kind of sector. Then I went into Arjo Huntley, which is a stock market linked hospital kind of medical supplies firm. It's a Swedish company. Wow. Talk about efficient and, making sure everything is on time. that gave me another kind of element and sort of side to just my skill set. It was amazing because needing to meet like a 3.5 day turnaround for month end, you were there till all hours to get it done. But yet again, it's different pressure, different learning there. And it was just brilliant. Then I moved on into charity. So then another set of skills to not just learn about, what makes the money work and stretch. It was you're matching. That's what people say in charity sector, income expenditure matching. You're not trying to make a profit. So it's completely different. But then from all of that, it's learning the different life skills and social skills and communication with the different types of levels of people, because in every sort of sector that I've been in, there's obviously many different personalities. And for me, having had the chance to move around, and it's not saying that if you enjoy your job, stay in it, but I just wanted a challenge. So I got to know all these different kind of people and be able to understand from my previous jobs of what would help in, say, the charity sector, or, go, oh, I know that person, to just help link. And it just, for me, it gives you that breadth. That's the way I felt, that having moved around, my knowledge and my experience has really guided me into the path that I'm now. I've now set up on my own. I did jump back into practice, as everybody thought I was slightly mad because I had so much industry experience, but I was like, that's exactly what I needed at that time. I'd qualified and I was ready to go back in to just learn again, because you do your day to day, and I was doing a lot of helping clients set up their systems and training them, but going back in and just helping another whole, like hundreds and hundreds of different clients, I knew I would learn again, and it was great. And then I just got the confidence to then, yet again, my family situation and life changed because of my show. Then I decided to go self-employed to make it flexible for me.
Brilliant. I love always hearing the stories, and obviously you and I know each other, and so I'm close enough to it. But for the benefit of folk tuning in, and you talked about it, you touched on it, the show, you teased us about it. Tell us where you're up to now. So in your career, I know you're self-employed, you have your accountancy business, but you're also our BBC Best Home Cook and star of your own BBC cookery programme now. So tell us about, how did you end up there from being a chartered accountant? Normally, people don't say 2 and 2 equals chartered accountant, cookery superstar.
Not at all. It's always been a passion of mine. I've loved cooking all my life, inspired by my mum, who's passed away now. But I have always had it in me. And for me, it's therapy as well. But also, I like to budget, as an accountant would.
Yeah.
So I really like good value for money. I am, scooting around the reduced to clear aisles. I just love to invent as well. So when I saw this opportunity approaching, I was like, I'm just going to apply and see, it's about it being a home cook. And that's what I know I am. So 8 weeks later, 10 contestants, and I was the last one standing. It was pretty surreal. And it was just amazing, just a fantastic kind of experience. And just, yeah, I know people are like, oh, that's completely polar opposite. And it is. And that's where not all accountants are meant to just be sitting behind a computer. We have other sides to us. And to me, that gives me the other dimension to think creatively and help, in the way I think about solving problems for clients as well. So for me, it's hand in hand, that kind of thing. And that's where, yes, it's my therapy, but also the numbers work for me as well when I'm doing cooking. So yeah, I it's a completely different thing, but who knows where this might lead to. And yes, during lockdown, I was doing a lot of videos on YouTube and my Instagram. So BBC got interested, Waddell Media, the production company in Hollywood were interested as well. So they produced my new show called Suzie Lee's Home Cook Heroes, which is super duper. Last episode is tomorrow night, which is, Thursday. So yeah, it's been a bit surreal, but I've got a really good couple of clients on at the moment for my accountancy. So I'm still plowing away. So that's just normal life for me and trying to juggle everything else. But why not live life to the max?
Well, as far as I can remember, back in our student days when we first met, you have always maximized life, Suzie. And actually that takes me maybe on to that point for anybody considering the profession. And I always talk about it being, you know, almost like a professional family. And there's so many ways to get involved and so many societies and groups. You and I met in the student society. How have you found the benefit of having the likes of those regional societies at student level and member level?
Yeah, it's a really great resource, and to this day I'm still in touch with you, with Michael. There's loads of other students that I'm still in touch with, and we are in such varying industries, which is class. And if you have a problem or a question, I know who I can pick the phone, you know, up to and sort of go, have you heard of this? Do you know about this? And we can brainstorm or whatever, and then we can actually resolve something or go, okay, you need to touch base with this person. And that's where the network has been amazing, from even student level, which is carried right through to this obviously professional society level, which is just great. And there's so many networking opportunities and getting to know new people that you've never met before, but everybody wants to link in some way because it's Northern Ireland. You want to help each other, and that's what I've always done. Support local, and that's what we should be doing.
Absolutely. You know, I always see your hashtag on your cookery social channels, support local, and you've been doing that in the accountancy profession also. Actually, on the society piece, you know, it's great. And you talked about your event management background. You know, I suppose students or indeed members can get involved in those committees to whatever degree they want, whether it's on the actual committee organising the I suppose the agenda of activities and the programs. Like you and I would have actually put together the balls, the drinks and whatever, and invited everybody along, or you can be as hands off as you like and just come along for the social piece. So just having that ability to network, I think is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And I suppose in maybe starting to round up, thinking about qualities of chartered accountants, you and I think people think we're the unusual characters, you know, the outgoing sort, and maybe you love your cookery and I love my drama. But actually, communication skills I've found is a key skill of chartered accountants. You maybe, you know, agree or otherwise, and that's fundamental in both our sort of sidelines and hobbies. What other skills do you find are important?
I would definitely say diligence. We're accountants, we have to be diligent. Do you know what I mean? Attention to detail, and then just being resilient. The thing is, you will get challenges throughout. Doesn't matter what industry you're, you will have pushback from people with numbers, everything. And to make things work, you're gonna have to sit and just grind it out. And if not, ask someone. There's always someone there better than you. There always is. You can always learn. And for me, that is the key thing. Don't be afraid to ask. If you're a little bit unsure, just ask. There's so many people there to support you in the society, in the student society. They're there. So those are my kind of 3 points. Like, for me, it is a different qualification than what I thought I would end up with, in the sense that I thought I was going to be, you know, organizing events or doing something like completely glam. But actually, it's opened so many doors for me. I have my own practice now. It's very tiny, but you know, it's enough to pay for, you know, our mortgage and like have fun with the kids, and that's all that I really care about. You know, good work-life balance, and that's what I chose. And you could go completely corporate, or you can go obviously entrepreneurial and go for it. You can do, but for me, this is my little patch, and I'm super happy.
Oh, Suze, that is brilliant. Look, in rounding up, very last question, is it something you'd recommend to somebody considering it as a career path?
Absolutely. As I said, I doubted myself. I doubted every single step of the way, but sure, I'm qualified now, 8 years on. And at the very start, I would have said, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. But now, looking back on it, 8 years of hard graft, worth it, completely worth it.
What a note to end on. Suzie, thank you so much for coming on. As you mentioned, your show, it airs then Thursdays on BBC, so you can catch that for anybody who hasn't yet, or it's on BBC iPlayer. I know I catch up at the weekend sometimes if I miss you live. Look, best of luck with your cooking adventures as well, and no doubt you and I'll see each other soon. And thanks again for coming along and speaking with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Until next time.
Bye.